We'll start with Manchester United, just a team riddled with stars. Ronaldo, a new one here. Paul Pogba leading the lead in assists here with 7. He had 2 more in the last game. So Pogba's future always is a topic of conversation. Where does it stand right now with him in Manchester United?
The headline news here, Ahmed, is that Paul Pogba is leaning towards signing a new Manchester United contract. That was news that I revealed in my Monday column here in the UK this morning, and I'll explain the context to you. Paul Pogba is into the last year, the final 12 months of his existing contract. There has been huge speculation over his future. Will he stay? Will he go? And many people that I speak to in the industry have the feeling that he will leave as a free agent in the summer of 2022. He can negotiate with foreign clubs from January the 1st. Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid and others like Juventus being linked with him. But things are starting to change. He is happy at Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the manager, has ensured that. So has their recruitment of Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, his international teammate, and of course, Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's return lit up Old Trafford on Saturday, and my understanding is that that had a profound effect on Paul Pogba. It had a significant impact on his thinking with regards to his future. Now, talks have not made any meaningful progress until this point, but we do expect them to resume. And once they resume, I do feel that we could be moving towards a conclusion that sees Paul Pogba stay at Manchester United with a new contract. Now, he's 28 years old. There are a lot of factors involved in this decision. What offers are on his plate from overseas clubs? How much money can he and his agent garner from elsewhere? Will their sporting ambitions be better matched elsewhere than at Manchester United? But the sense that I'm getting now is that Paul Pogba could well be staying at Manchester United with a new deal, and that would be huge news, a significant development if that's to happen.
All right, positive vibes with Manchester United right now. Completely the opposite with the team they disposed of, Newcastle, 19th in the table currently. What is the state at Newcastle right now in the relationship with their manager, Steve Bruce?
Ahmed, it's a total mess at St James's Park, and we've been saying that for a long time. This is a huge club within English European football, but they are not fulfilling their potential. We use the phrase, a fish rots from the head. Well, it starts with the ownership, Mike Ashley, who is not wanted at Newcastle by the supporters, and he does want to sell. He came very close to selling the club, seemingly to a Saudi Arabian-backed consortium, but it did not go through, and they were back to square one, which is misery and very little money to spend in the transfer market. And that's what really has upset Steve Bruce, the manager, and he's fighting fires and battles left, right and centre with the media, with the supporters now, previously with his players, with the club hierarchy. I think he would ideally like to go, to be honest. I think Newcastle would like him to go, but if he is to be sacked, there would be a significant payoff. Newcastle don't want to pay that. Steve Bruce would like to take that. And so we're at this messy impasse that sees Newcastle struggling on and off the pitch. A dismal start to the season. They'll want to pick up on Friday night against Leeds United.
They're stuck with each other. They've got to try to figure it out. All right, last question here for you about one of the teams that we're going to see here today. Rafa Benitez back with Everton. Of course, we've noted his history with Liverpool. How might that history and his personality play out here as this goes with Everton?
I believe, Ahmed, that Everton are a sleeping giant of English football. Are they now being reawoken by Rafael Benitez? Let's explain the background to this. It was not pretty. Former Liverpool manager, protests, anger among the Everton fan base at his potential appointment. When he was appointed, even worse, banners telling Everton not to do it. This is a club that has a very powerful owner in Farhad Moshiri with backing from Alisher Usmanov. It's not quite clear who exactly pulls the strings. A director of football in Marcel Brands who struggles for total authority because of Moshiri's work in the transfer market, which is quite unusual for an owner. And then Benitez comes in and he likes power and control himself. especially in the transfer market. And we've seen that. He might not be everybody's cup of tea, but what he has done is he's brought in players like Andros Townsend and Rondon, who he trusts from his previous clubs. He's also been quite shrewd with Damari Gray. They've just spent £1.7 million. That's it, because of their financial fair play restrictions. To anybody who doesn't know that, that's essentially that you can only spend what you earn. Everton have been doing too much of that. They've been overspending in recent years. Now they're paying the price. So they're on a shoestring budget. And it's all about Rafael Benitez behind the scenes, working his magic with these players, earning their trust. When he was appointed, he was calling the key players to get them on side. He's working with them in a more hands-on way to Carlo Ancelotti, the previous manager, on the training ground. They've had all sorts of issues. COVID, they've got a player suspended pending police investigation. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been playing and scoring despite a toe injury. And then those financial issues as well. But it's clicked early season. Now, it is still early days, but it looks really, really promising. And is this Everton finally coming to the boil? Rafa Benitez has done it elsewhere. Could he do it at Everton? And it's a critical time for the club because ahead of the season 2024 to 25, they're due to move to a new stadium, 53,000 capacity. It could rise to 60,000. They'll have ambitions of rivaling Liverpool within the city, making it into European competition. I think Everton are a fascinating story to watch, Ahmed.
Yeah, don't know how it's going to turn out, but it should be interesting. David, thank you as always.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.